Welcome back to the Adderall Included podcast. We're here with me and Cici. I said not included!
No, you didn't. You said
Fuck! See,
we're not
this is why
redoing
I
it
can't
again.
do it!
We're not redoing it again. For context, guys. For context. Basically, we already recorded this intro. We just had to, like, completely redo it because of an audio issue. And the last time, Romeo said, "Welcome to the Adderall Included podcast," and I was like, "Romeo, it's the Adderall Not Included podcast," and he was like, "That's what I said," but it wasn't what he said because I just listened back to the recording. But he just did it again. So we're not restarting this time though because the audio issue's fine and we let it slide last time. Anyway, continue.
Adderall not included. We don't have it, as you can tell. This is Ace. Ace, say hi.
Hello.
Oh,
I
interesting.
didn't realize you were calling in from a fucking cave. Anyway.
Why you want me to crawl out the cave? Okay, how's
Yeah,
this?
Ace is in a cave right now.
That's better.
Wacky.
Alright.
Yeah, we've got
Wacky.
our New Zealand friend. He's from New Zealand.
He's our favorite friend from New Zealand.
He's the
You
only.
tell I'm the only friend that's from New Zealand that these guys have.
I've never met anyone else from New Zealand. It's interesting.
I do actually know other people from New Zealand, but I can't have the same kind of conversations with them because they're like my parents times 2.
Oh. Well, that's never good. But that's why we have Ace. Ace is cool. Ace doesn't hate gay people, from what I'm aware of. I sure hope not.
Nah, I eat Skittles all the times. I endorse them.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
It's great. We have fun here. So
We have so much fun here. We love Ace.
yeah, me and Romeo have already done like a little bit of an introduction to ourselves, but Ace is a guest here in the podcast. So we're gonna force him to talk about himself for like 5 minutes. Ace, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Tell us an unfun fact.
Yeah. I'm Ace. I'm these two's friends. We usually hang out in games like VR chat. Usually with a bunch of friends, like almost every day. We get up to a bunch of mischiefs, antics,
Shenanigans?
occurrences, if you will. Yeah.
Occurrences. Incidents. Plenty of those.
Yeah, plenty of incidents.
Plenty of incidents.
We're not gonna disclose that.
We're not gonna disclose the the incidents today. But we do have
every time you say incident.
Trauma flashback. For context, you're not getting context. So yeah, this is Ace. He's pretty cool. His introduction was full of facts about other people. If that tells you anything about his personality.
I don't have anything to say about me. I'm just some guy that memes and shit.
He's a fellow Sonic fan, like myself.
Which says a lot about his personality.
Which is
yeah, most Sonic fans so crazy. I'm like crazy light. Diet
both,
crazy.
Yeah, a little bit. We're both insane Sonic fans, but contrary to not so popular belief, we actually met in a Demon Slayer VR chat world, crab dancing to music that somebody else was playing. And then we figured out, hey, we both like Sonic. Time to reawaken both of our matching autism.
Little does this friend group know, they made the worst mistake in their lives. That isn't controversial.
That's it's not controversial. You heard it here first, folks. So yeah, we have Ace on the podcast. We're
doing something fun today.
Yeah, we're doing something fun today.
So I'm Australian, as you can tell.
Yes. Well, not
Unless you're
normally.
Australian.
If you're
It's
if
like
you're
if you're Australian, people assume I'm American. If you're American, obviously I'm Australian. It's really weird.
exactly. Yeah. So I mean,
Um,
I thought you were British when we first met.
what?
Did I not tell you this? I thought you were British. You remember? Because I made a
That happens in
a
New Zealand
joke.
too.
One of our first meetings, I made it. This is probably why we hated each other for like the first few months of us talking. Um. But I made a joke about oh, tough talk coming from someone who used to own our land or whatever. But yeah, I used to. I thought you were British for like a month.
I'm sick. I feel sick. I'm sickened.
This was like 3.5 years ago.
Ugh.
How did
Ugh.
anyway?
British.
Okay, so the point of today's episode is Romeo is in fact Australian. If you couldn't already tell, that's not sarcasm. A lot of people actually can't tell. I'm American. As you can definitely tell by my lack of interesting accent and interesting personality. And Ace is from New Zealand, as we've mentioned like 5 times already.
Because you wanna go.
Yep. Thanks,
Those
Ace.
chips. You know, you can't grab those chips.
This is
Pop it.
this is
Lord of
the
the Rings. I'm
this
trying
is
to hammer in
just-
the point that I'm from New Zealand. What else can I
this-
say?
It just sounds like gibberish.
Sheep.
It just sounds like gibberish, and it's funny in the same way that I'm Bob and I make the burger is funny.
Oh.
Are we really just gonna bring up all the jokes on this podcast? Yeah, I'll run this through real quick. Bob's Burgers, yeah. There was this one bit that I did was like, I do like this really crappy Bob Belcher impression, like I'm Bob and I make the burgers. I'm Bob and make big burger with me. You know, like that.
I I don't know what gets me every time. It's just so
I don't know either.
just really
You. What happening?
That's
Oh, shucks.
That's what I'm saying. This is just what being around Ace feels like. It's like in the back of your mind, you're trying to convince yourself that nothing he says is funny, but you're laughing your ass off, about to throw up anyway. Like,
Oh, that happens a lot of times.
yeah, it does.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, so today we're
Okay.
talking about cultural differences, or more specifically, differences in. Why did you giggle at that?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the picture of the mollusk, and that with all of this is really getting me.
God. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean by the mollusk?
Yes, I do. Are you gonna make me edit it into the video like last time?
I'm tempted.
If so, let me write down this timestamp. Well, now that we're talking about it, I kind of have to now, don't I?
Yeah.
Alright, let me
Let
write
me
down
find
this
the mollusk.
timestamp. 9:35. Okay, we're good. Anyway.
Yeah,
Except
9:35.
recorded.
Got it. Okay. We're talking about cultural differences because there's differences. Actually, it's kind of weird.
Romeo,
Sometimes
that's not
I'll
a
be
fucking
sitting.
mollusk.
What is that? Diablo? Oh wait, it's a cat.
Oh my
Oh.
god. For context, Romeo just Romeo just left and joined back apparently.
Sorry.
Romeo just sent me a picture
I
of
don't know.
I'm gonna put it on the screen. He just left again. Romeo's back.
Oh, God.
Oh my god. Okay, for context, Romeo just sent me this picture of a cat like shrimping itself into a ball and waving its paws. Gone again. So while Romeo's sorting his shit out, I'm gonna explain today's topic. um, we're talking about cultural differences. So, um, basically what that means is we're gonna be talking about like differences in how we were brought up with the areas we live in, differences in like the media that we were into or the TV shows that we used to watch or like books or politics or well not like going deep into politics obviously because that's a bad topic for any podcast unless you're making fun of it. Um but yeah, so we're just going to be discussing ourselves and like how different our countries are from one another because me and Romeo have been together for 3 years and we haven't really like delved into that other than like, oh, you have this brand of chips and I don't, or blah blah blah. But me and Ace, we've only been friends for like a little under a year, so I mean, we've never talked about that. So, 3 different countries,
Like the
3 different
first time
people.
we brought it up, honestly.
Yeah, I think this is like one of the first times we brought it up. Normally, we don't have any meaningful conversations. Um, as you could tell from the first 10 minutes of the podcast. But
Yeah.
yeah. So Romeo's still trying really hard.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
I don't think he's alive. Nope.
Yeah.
This is
Wow,
off
this
to
is
a great
awkward.
start. This is off to a great start. Wow. We are wow, guys. Uh we were
Might be
gonna
the greatest start ever.
yeah, we were gonna record this yesterday. Um but I kind of like didn't realize how late it was until I started trying to record with Romeo or not like started trying to record. I was like getting in the headspace for recording and then I realized like fuck dude, I can't even keep my eyes open. Cuz I was at a show last night and the show went awfully. I guess while Romeo's gone, I can just talk about that a little bit. Um cuz
Yeah, go do it.
yeah,
Load up the time.
because I mean
Advertise.
we gotta advertise. This is like the Adderall not included filler episode. This is the beach episode. So,
Oh
hello.
my
At least
God.
it's not in New Zealand speeches.
My headphones died. My Discord wouldn't detect audio. I restarted my laptop and then my audio drivers broke.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Yikes.
And I thought I had the worst problem because my laptop doesn't charge most of the time.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah, should have bought a desktop.
Anyway, what I miss?
So I introduced the conversation topic for today, and I was about to talk about last night and the show. Very
Okay, cool.
yeah, so Romeo's back.
Back.
He's here now. He fixed his audio. Wow, guys. We're all so proud of him.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yippee!
Yippee, I suppose.
Yippee.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sure.
last night, this. So I have a band. not to plug my own band, but yeah, we're called so my band's name is Chimney Dream. And we are mainly like Texas based, which is normally fine because Texas is a whole lot of um except for when it is a whole lot of everything, which is really busy in the whole like the really populated areas. Contrary to popular belief, Texas is not one massive desert. Um, so we have these really like populated areas. They look like if you took New York, uh, divided it into really tiny sections and then spread it throughout like the span of Texas. Um, Basically like that. So we have these really cool areas that are like people walking and we sometimes we get the privilege of playing shows in some of these like places. And the one that we played last night was it was all right. I guess I should go into the first time we played at this venue before talking about this recent time. So the last time we played at this venue, it was just awful. Um so okay, my thing
Damn.
is everybody else in the band is either they're like over the age of 21 and I am 19. So I normally would not be able to go into bars at all. But you know, since I'm in the band, like I have to get into these bars because, you know, a lot of the venues we play are just bars. And it sucks. I don't like it, but you know, we kind of have to do it because we're not like a huge band or anything. Um but
Mhm.
basically the thing is it's like kind of difficult sometimes because I'll just try to like a lot of the times I just try to like walk in with all my gear in one trip so that I can go in, uh they'll ID me and then I'll walk off and then I won't like leave the venue again so they don't have to do that whole thing of like, "Oh, you're not 21." "Yeah, but I'm in the band." Yada yada. Normally I don't like doing that
Yeah.
because it's just really like
It's
it's
just stuff
awkward.
around, especially because you're there to play. It's like, let me in.
Yeah.
Let me in. Let me go
Yeah.
do my job here right now.
Yeah, I'm literally like y'all aren't fucking paying me. At least let me in the goddamn venue. Yeah. But normally it goes fine. So like a lot of our shows, you know, we get in, they ID me, they mark me because I'm able to drink yet. And then I go about my day, we play the show, and then we like maybe stay for a few minutes and then we leave. And it's fine. It goes by smoothly. Not this venue. The first time we went to this venue, which was I want to say like maybe 3 months ago. Um,
Jesus,
I
okay.
went and oh, okay, walk you through. So I walk in with all my gear. At this point, you have to keep. Um, my gear was goddamn heavy. Because I hadn't
Yeah.
bought all my new shit yet. I think this was 5 months. So I had this massive pedal board that was like half the size of me. Um,
Yeah.
and I was
Which
carrying
is
that shit
still,
around.
Cece's like built.
I'm I'm 6'4" for context. Um, and that was like half my height. So it sucked. Carrying that thing around was awful. But I did it because I just wanted to do it all in one trip and get it over with because this bar was especially like eh. it was like kind of in an alley, but not really. It was like in between two popular places, and you know, um,
Mhm.
but I go in
Yeah.
and I
We have a
try.
bar like that, except it's actually kind of cool. Shout out to Sideways.
Hell yeah.
Um, sorry to segue real quick. But so I've been there before. Me and a couple of friends went to go see this punk show, and it was really sick. But it's this like tiny, narrow little staircase in the like between two buildings. So it's like this tiny little hole in the wall, and it takes you up this big rickety staircase, and then the whole venue is just in there,
Oh yeah.
and it's really cool. And they have good tequila. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was like it was this very like hole in the wall looking. You got inside and it was a little. In general, it was just kind of like, um, you know, because
Mhm.
that's just
Yeah.
kind of how it goes. But I go in with all my gear. The guy stops me, has me put all my stuff down, which is fine. Because I mean, normally I just put like my guitar case down so I can pull my ID out. Because they have to ID
Yeah.
me either way. Um, but so I put my guitar case down. Like, can you put the rest of it down, please? And I'm like, okay. So I put the rest of my stuff down, and he's like, "Hey, can you spread your arms out for me?" And I'm like, "Okay."
What?
Keep in mind, this is after he's already marked me, right? Like he's marked the backs of my hands to like say that I'm not of drinking age yet. Um,
Yeah, the same dude.
yeah, this is the same dude. So he tells me to put all my stuff down. He like goes through my pockets, goes through each individual pant leg. Um
What the hell?
and this is already like a weird experience for me. Cuz I've never been like frisked before, but he does that and then he gets in front of me and he does the same thing. Like, "All right, you're fine." I go through. Um Keep in mind I have everything in my pockets, right? So I have my wallet, my phone, my earbuds, and my ear protection, right? And I have my like little bag of picks in my back pocket. I go
Yeah.
through. Um and then right before our set, I realized that no. So I think Elijah forgot something. So I had to leave again to his car to grab it. Um, I don't know if that was the exact reason, but I left. I had to leave. And bouncer guy, he stops me as I'm walking out of the bar. And again, he's like, "Hey man, can you spread your arms for me real quick?" Same guy, by the way. And I'm like,
What?
"Okay, why?" But I'm still, because at this point I'm still like rationalizing it in my head. I'm like, okay,
Oh my
well,
god, my mother's calling me.
Oh
Mama!
man, this is a bad day for me to be featured in this.
wow. Uh,
Yeah. The co-host is experiencing difficulties. We already discussed
yeah,
that, but
experience and difficulties. Yeah. Um. So Romeo called him, but so I went inside. I went inside after he frisked me for the second time. Right. Or
yeah.
no, I left. I grabbed the thing that my brother needed. Not even a minute later, maybe 30 seconds, because it was like I walked to his car and grabbed the thing and I walked back. Um, he stops me for the third time, and he's like, "Hey, could you spread your arms real quick?" I'm like, "Okay." So at this point, I'm like rationalizing, like I'm like, okay, I'm a minor. Maybe he's trying to check me for like if I'm smuggling alcohol and blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Um, then I like at the end of our set, right after our set in, they're like, okay, we have to, you know, um, do this shit again. So I leave, and he's like, okay, spread your arms. I'm like, that happens, and then Elijah has to go. Or, yeah, the lead singer for our band. I just name dropped him. Whatever. The lead singer for our band has to go back inside the venue, and I'm just like, dude, I'm just gonna wait out here because I was like beyond upset at that point. Yeah, but okay, so the recent time I did it yesterday, that didn't happen. Thank God. But what did happen? I because they went under new completely new management, right? Um, but what happened this time? The guy we made it inside the venue. There wasn't even a bouncer by the like when we showed up. Like he wasn't even there because they technically weren't open. So we got inside
Oh.
with all of our gear, and we like settled down and waited for sound check. And the bouncer like walked up to us and he was like, "Hey, can I see you guys' IDs?" So I give him my ID. Um, and then my brother, the lead singer, he gives him his ID. And then the guy, he's like, "Okay, I'll be right back." Goes, he grabs a Sharpie, then he marks me, which I'm like, "Okay, yeah." He's marking me because I'm a minor. That's fine. Then he marks my brother as well, which doesn't make fucking sense because my brother's over 21.
Yeah, isn't Elijah like ancient?
Yeah. So he is 21, but he turned 21 like 6
Oh,
months ago. Um
all right.
but he's still marked. And this guy, this fucking bouncer man, like he was this really tall buff dude. He had like dreads. He was wearing sunglasses indoors.
Yeah.
So you know he's a guy.
Also wearing them at night as well.
So, you know, he marked my brother, and my brother, like neither of us were gonna say anything about it because I didn't want to get decked. Um,
Yeah.
and Texas is a dangerous place. Yeah, so we went in, our scent went well, and then we left, and the guy, he started going for me again, but then he was like, "Oh, never mind, marked you." So he was pretty cool. As we were leaving, though, um, so I sat in my brother's car because I didn't feel well. Right after our set ended,
Yeah.
I was like kind of tired and kind of like really drowsy, so I didn't want to stand because there were no chairs. I didn't want to stand for like a whole another band. So I stayed for one band set after ours, and then I sat in the car for the next one. Um,
Fair enough.
waiting for Elijah to come out. So I was out there for half an hour. Um, which that's fine because that's how long their set was. I was expecting that. Um, then my brother comes back, and he opens the door, and I shit you not, the 2 seconds it took for me to get out of the driver's seat and walk around the car to the passenger side so I could sit down. The
No.
maybe 5 seconds it took. The maybe 5 seconds it took. This guy
Don't tell me.
this guy starts walking over to me, and he's like before he's even in like hearing distance, he's saying something and I can't hear him, so I like try to like I kind of like I'm not sure if he's talking to me, so but I just want to like check. So I like turn my ear his way um to like try kind of figure out what he's saying, like listen closer, and he's like, "Oh, uh yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember that." He was like, "Oh, me and my wife are struggling. We really need money. Uh, and just if you have any spare change, yada yada yada, and just stuff like that." And I need you guys to know that I'm not a rich person. I I don't I am so poor. Holy but I did have like a $5 bill in my wallet. So I handed him that. I was like, "Here, man. This is literally all I have. I apologize." And he like looks down at the $5 bill I just handed him, and he looks back up at me. He's just like, "I'm sorry, man. It's just me and my wife are struggling." And it, and I'm like, "Okay." So, but I literally like gave him all I had. Cuz I mean that was all I had. Like I just had a $5 bill and I wasn't going to like give him my debit card.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so he's like at this point it like sucks cuz I know how hard it can get, but at the same time I know people who have been mugged from interactions starting like this, and I know how dangerous it is specifically in Texas
Danger
to
it is.
I I know how dangerous it is specifically in Texas to do really anything out in these really big areas. And keep in mind we were still like in this little like alley area, not quite outside of town, but still like there. So I was like kind of scared, like half trying to get back in the car while I was like, "Yeah, man, no, I'm sorry. That's like all I have." Um, and he, you know, the fact that he was like slowly inching closer to me as I was like backing away into the car was not helping. I'm
Oh.
like, why are you getting closer? Are you trying to stab me? Um
Jesus.
so that yeah, that was an then we left and I like slept the whole car ride home cuz I was wiped.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my experience and that's why we didn't record yesterday. I had a show and I got home at like midnight my time. uh but yeah, so that's the that's the gist of it. I guess a good way to segue would be uh cuz that like interaction I was, "Oh no, what if I get shot?" But that's like something that y'all
That's a,
don't have to
that's
worry
a, un-
about.
that's a uniquely American
That is a
problem.
uniquely American problem. Cuz
Yeah.
I mean like y'all have knives and shit and like other stuff you can use as weapons,
Not
but
knives. People just use their fists.
wow, they sure do it different in New Zealand. Holy shit. Um which is I
I
guess
mean,
is the
look,
point of this
this.
episode, to be fair.
Yeah.
Only come back to the point after like, I want to say half an hour.
It has been half an hour, 33 minutes and 50 seconds.
I
What
feel
the
like this might
hell?
be part two.
Uh, I mean, we can go over. It doesn't really matter because last time it was like an hour and 20 minutes.
It's true. We have fun here.
Yeah, we'll just go until we feel like not talking anymore. Um,
Sweet.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Um, it's a uniquely American thing, being like, oh no, what if I get shot?
yeah, just in general,
Sucks.
that's like a worry that we have like pretty normally here. Um, and but it's so weird to think like there are places in the world that I'm pretty familiar with at this point that just don't have to worry about that kind of thing at all. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and especially because like it's not like y'all don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, no, like I still leave the house and I'm like, oh no, what if I get harassed?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's less of what if
Yeah.
someone yells gross shit at me versus what if someone literally stabs, what if someone literally shoots me with a handgun
Yeah. Yeah,
that they're legally obligated to carry?
especially in this state, because it's like everyone's going around like, "Oh, you should stockpile on guns." I'm like, "The fuck is this,
No.
GTA, dude? Holy shit!" like, I feel like I should own one just because I don't. I'm scared of what other people will do. And that's
Yeah,
the
which
whole
is
It's a rite
fine.
thing.
of passage for the
But
American.
That's part of the entire problem. It's like if I'm feeling scared enough to buy the problem, like the issue that's making me scared, then that just keeps the problem going. But at the same time, like what else am I gonna do? I mean, you literally cannot.
if you
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 can buy
can't.
a slingshot.
that's such an ace fucking perceptive on this.
I mean,
I don't. I don't know how to pitch into this.
that's
Uh,
like I don't know how much you guys know about the Bible, but it's like David versus Goliath. If Goliath was like an M16 and David still only had a slingshot.
yeah, and somehow the guy with the slingshot wins. We're going by the Bible.
If we're going, yeah,
Like,
you know what, touche, touche. Um,
he does got you there.
he does got me there. Yeah, maybe I should carry his slingshot around just for the heck of it.
I mean, why not? What are they gonna do?
What are they gonna do? Take it away from you?
It's your Second Amendment right. I can
It's
take
my
it.
Second Amendment right to carry this slingshot and a rock in my back pocket, officer.
I reckon you can get away with it.
I get pulled over one day and they're just like, "Sir, do you have any weapons in the vehicle?" I'm like, "Well, it depends on
It
your
depends.
perspective of a weapon." Sir, get out and put your hands on the vehicle, please. No, it's just a slingshot.
This is like Johnny Brothers.
Dispatch, he's got a slingshot. I need backup. I got like my
The
hands
only
out the
way a
window.
slingshot would be a weapon if it was like that one Simpsons bit where like the monkeys pour and they wish for all the weapons to go away. And
Uh-oh.
someone just brings like a wood with a nail. It's like that kind of energy.
Whoa, Jujutsu Kaisen reference.
God, I hate you.
Oh,
No. Never mind. Not a Jujutsu Kaisen reference. Using nails.
yeah.
as
When
a-
did
Not a-
Nobara like run around with a wooden with a wooden plank and a nail?
I don't know. What's the hammer made out of? Is that like metal or is it wood?
It's probably metal.
For the sake of the argument, let's just say it's wood. We're not here to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, we got plenty of other people you can like turn to for that.
Yeah. You can have
God.
okay, yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about? That's a great question. Ace, have you ever been
What's this
mugged?
podcast about again?
Have
I
I ever
don't
been
remember.
mugged? Well, I know like this one time I was doing a walk to my local town center. Someone was asking for money. The most I had on me was like, other than my card, $2. Gave it to him, saying that that's all I have, and he agreed, and we walked away. I don't recall ever being mugged, but I do feel paranoid sometimes. Think one of the New Year's, I went out to get dinner. This like nice Italian place. I was waiting for the bus, and then there was this guy next to me. I didn't really trust him, so I decided to walk all the way back from the town center to my house at like 11:30 p.m. at night. Somehow I'm still alive.
Jesus Christ, man. Oh my god.
This guy's sketch. Let me do the significantly more sketchy thing.
You see on the headlines tomorrow, like, oh, guy in bus shoots up the bus stop. Like, pretty glad I
Whoa.
walked home.
I dodged a bullet there.
I mean, I did
If you-
kind of dodge a bullet recently. I went to Sydney to go see the Front Bottoms.
Yeah, I think you mentioned this to me.
Yeah. And on the what day was it? Fuck, what day was it? I think it was like, yeah, I think we came back on the 13th, right? You gotta keep in mind, I was really sick. And also, so me and two of my friends, including my roommate, we were like, yeah, we're gonna go for just like quick trip up to Sydney, go see the Front Bottoms, dick around for a bit, and have some fun. It'll be cool. And it was very cool. Shout out to the Front Bottoms.
Got to do the
But
Front Bottoms.
on that morning, we were like, hey, we should go to the beach. You know, we should go to the beach, just look around, hang around. It'll be cool. How often do we get to go to the beach? We live in a landlocked city. It blows. And then we got on the wrong bus, right? So we get on the wrong bus, and I'm still not feeling well. So we kind of go, it's whatever. We'll just hang around. And we ended up going home early because I was bad. And I get home, and my dad picks me up from the bus station, the coach station. And my dad's like, hey, did you hear? And I was like, did I hear what? And he was like, there was a stabbing at Bondi Junction and 6 fucking people died. I was like, oh.
Damn.
No, I did not hear. I actually nearly went to Bondi earlier today.
Holy shit.
So, like, that's the thing of it. And we still probably would have been a few hours out, but it's like, ooh, I'm
It's
glad we
still
didn't
like,
get much closer.
yeah, that's still like a. Thanks.
We were like 20 minutes from Bondi Junction in the
Ooh.
hotel.
Yeah, no, that's.
So, series of near misses.
Series
Haven't
of
been
near
mugged
misses.
though.
Yeah, I think you know, for the podcast, it sucks that none of us have been mugged, but in real life, it's a pretty thing. So.
Wait, giving mugs a good thing?
I mean, if you survive, then you get to talk about it. Would have been interesting for the podcast. I wish I would have gotten mugged. So could have talked
Yeah,
about it on here. Guys, let me tell you about the guy. The time I got shot.
have you been mugged before?
It depends on how you look at it. So it okay, so basically what happened was a mugging was happening, but I was not the target of it. And I kind of just left before anything escalated. But it wasn't like a guy being held at gunpoint mugging. It was like 4 guys, 3 of them against this one like smaller looking and one of them looked at me and they were like, "Oh, fuck off." So
And you went, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was like, "Aye, Captain." You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that I think that's the closest I've ever been to being mugged. Other than the Whataburger time, but we won't talk about that here. Or at least not right now.
Context. You don't get context.
For context, you don't get context. Um. So yeah, but definitely, it's not something you have to worry about less in y'all's countries. It's just you have to worry about it in a different way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I don't have to worry about getting shot, but I do frequently walk by several places where dudes got stabbed to death in various ways.
Yeah, and I mean, uh, I know.
I know just up the road there's this guy that got stabbed in a dairy convenience store for mostly people outside New
Damn.
Zealand.
Oh, damn. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it in New Zealand where the guy attacked someone with a katana? Or am I thinking of the wrong place? There
Did you
was
send me that?
I think I might have sent. Hold on. Let me check if I'm getting this. If I am right, I'll put it up on screen. But I'm pretty sure there was
Yeah, and then there's another time where just up the road, one of these cops was shot by this couple getting away in a car. Yeah,
Oh,
crazy.
crazy.
I disclosed
Oh.
like more of the deaths around my area, but uh, trying to think of some. Oh yeah, there's this other guy that like drove into like a power line and died, and that's just like also on the lead up to the town center that I'm at.
Oh, that sucks.
And then there's another stabbing near on the lead up to the town center. So like 4 deaths around my area, and it's just like, oh man, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's yeesh. Um,
Jesus
my
Christ.
dad's place is near a pretty busy road. Um, it's like one of the main roads in the city. And it's like 80k along that road. Um, people do not stick to 80k. And also people are stupid. And so there has been so many people hit on that road, both in and out of cars. Um, like just before we moved in, this poor girl got like T-boned in the back of her parents' car,
Oh,
and she's just straight up died.
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Yeah. That
The
is
leading cause of death here is cars, and I feel like that's probably how it should be. In the sense of, um, guns scary.
unscary. Yeah. Cars and exotic animals. Those.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia's got a
Exotic
lot of
animals or exotic animals?
exotic animals.
Oh,
What is?
Exotic in the way of I'm scared. Yeah, but I found the story though. Motorist who took a samurai sword to a dog walker in an Auckland Road rage incident has been sentenced to home detention. A man was left with chunks of flesh and bone carved out of him after a brutal attack where the driver got out of his car and attacked him with a sword, leaving the pedestrian bleeding in a ditch. A victim
crazy.
who was out walking his dog survived the attack thanks to his son, who found him
Oh,
and gave him first aid by the Karaka roadside. But the seriousness of the injuries sustained by the victim have left the tradie with likely lifelong injuries unable to. So, much to the dismay of the victim's family, judge, I don't know how to pronounce that, on Tuesday sentenced Karen Clark to 10 months home detention. 10 months home detention for nearly killing a
what?
guy with a katana.
Judge me what a potty.
100 hours community work and to pay $5,000 after pleading guilty to causing grievous bodily harm with intent to injure. Dude, nearly killing a guy with a katana, meaning to do it, and then pleading guilty, and then getting 10 months home detention,
And
100 hours community work, and a $500 fine.
Hi.
500 or
Katana?
5,000?
Oh, South Auckland. Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of incidents happen in South Auckland.
Oh,
that's actually. Oh! Okay.
oh?
Here's another thing, though. The judge said that the act was both premeditated and impulsive, but that the injuries weren't foreseeable, as he had struck him with the scabbard on the blade.
What?
You can't say
Huh.
that. No, I don't believe that, because he said earlier it says a man was left with chunks of flesh and bone carved out of him. You don't carve things out of people with a scabbard, man. That's not how that works.
What in
Sure, with
the
a lot of effort you
Ugh.
can do it, but taking the scabbard out, yeah, it'll be much easier that way.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't believe that it was just the scabbard.
That's
Like, I just
fucked.
don't believe that. Yeah, no, most.
Carved him in like a roast fucking chicken.
Yeah, no, it's fucked, man. Wait, okay. About the attack. The attack happened in January when a dog walker was taking a stroll on Batty Auckland's rural south. At around 3 p.m., Darren Clark was driving his 2022 Tesla Model 3 on the same
That
road.
explains it.
That's the part you laugh at.
It's no, only a Tesla owner would attack somebody with a katana. Dude.
And not get like jail time for it.
Explain this, Elon Musk Bros. The court documents don't state what Speed Clark was doing, but the dog walker was concerned by how fast he was driving and stood in the middle of the lane, indicating for Clark to slow down. Okay, hold on.
What the hell?
Okay, hold on.
No,
Okay.
I stand by this dude. That's so swag.
It's okay. It's still. I think. Okay, here's my. It's obviously it's fucked up that he attacked him with a katana, but you don't stand in the middle of the road to stop someone from going fast. You would have
Yeah,
died.
Oh.
Man, I'm surprised he didn't get hit, dude. Holy shit. This man is crazy. Holy fuck, is everyone in New Zealand like this?
I mean, I know that there's some houses that are crack houses.
Oh my
That's
we got like a
stupid.
we got like this gang going
That's a
around.
crack house.
Forgot the name, but like, yeah, New Zealand isn't like the whole clean, organic place that people make it out to be. There's also some crazy people on the road, especially the kind that's like standing in front of the traffic.
Yeah, and then also the people who attack people with katanas.
Yeah.
And, you know, to start with, the people who have katanas in their cars in the first place.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't premeditated. Why does he have a katana in his car?
I know.
Even if
right?
it wasn't premeditated, why is it there? What
I
the
don't know.
hell?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's fucked
Oh,
up.
whoa, okay. Clark did slow down and drove around the dog walker, but as he passed, the dog walker hit the roof of the white Tesla with his palm. You were close enough to the car on the road that you could slap the top of it with your palm.
Yeah.
Dude. The next sentence is so dramatically worded. And at that point, the situation quickly escalated.
I still don't know how we got from slapping your Tesla to carving the man.
Clark stopped his car, grabbed a replica samurai sword covered by the wooden sheath, and approached the victim. Swinging the sword, he hit the man in the shoulder and neck, shattering the sword's sheath and exposing the blade. The attack sliced the man's ear and neck. It cleaved a large chunk of flesh and bone from his left shoulder and sliced his left hand. You can't say. You can't say. You can't say. You cannot say, oh, it was just the sheath, and then use words like cleaved, sliced, and carved. Okay. He was knocked to the ground by the force and fell into a nearby ditch.
Dude.
10 months of home detention, not prison. Home detention for cleaving a large chunk of flesh.
Honestly,
Oh my
talking about the amount of break-ins that stores in New Zealand have would be much more easier than trying to wrap our heads around the Katana Man.
Katana
Am I
That's a
wrong?
great time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not. But now is a fantastic time to mention. My grandparents' house got broken into recently.
What?
Oh.
Earlier this year, my grandparents' house got broken into. So they broke in, stole tools, like one car, their phones, wallets, among other things. They got a lot of it back because the guys are dipshits.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can find the news article on this.
God damn. Did they?
Uh,
Dude,
They were
Ladies and
asleep.
gents, this has turned more into a true crime podcast.
Dude, God damn it.
Disclosing about like how we were brought up.
We should just. Yeah, wow, yeah, this is really telling. We should just have Ace on the podcast every episode.
Dude, 2024.
While you're looking for that, I just want to point out the next part in the.
Yeah, I think I found it. You go though.
Yeah, he was knocked to the ground by the force and fell into a nearby ditch while Clark got back into his Tesla with his wife and kids screaming inside and drove home.
This almost sounds
So
like parody at this point.
he had his wife and kids in the car while he, say it with me, cleaved a large chunk of flesh.
Oh, we're supposed to say it? Cleave.
No, you're. It's so fucked. It's so fucked, man. It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Romeo,
Hell.
would you cleave a man while I'm screaming in the car?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway,
New Zealand, more like New Cleveland.
New Cleveland. Brown.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Question mark.
sorry, Romeo.
I think this is the one. I'm not entirely sure. But it's from March 6th, 2024. Let me actually check my dates lineup. I think they do. That sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah, Colin Maxwell Booth, that's the guy. Whoops, I didn't mean to name drop him on the podcast. I think
Already
he
name
also
dropped the Katana Man.
Yeah, I mean, I already
True.
name dropped Darren Clark.
Oh yeah, now's a great time to mention. So yeah, there's whew, this guy has been arrested several times. I think he also like I think he robbed a 65-year-old dude for his car and then hit him with the car.
What the Jeez. And
Whoa.
they let him out?
Yeah. Anyway, so 39-year-old Colin Maxwell Booth allegedly burgled a house in Spence twice in the same week. Booth, who wore a red shirt, black pants, and had a Nazi swastika tattoo on his
Oh
forearm,
my
was denied
god.
bail
Oh
after being charged for
boy.
2 counts of burglary and single counts of theft and going equipped for theft. He is yet to enter pleas. According to court documents, the alleged burglary victims heard noises outside his house on about midnight on Tuesday when he claims to have found Booth standing in the carport. Um, oh, they really do mention. So, I'm not gonna say this actually. I'm not gonna dob on my grandparents about this one. Anyway, Booth stole something out of the backyard. The neighbor and the alleged victim approached Booth, and a scuffle broke out, leading the court heard the victim. The court heard the neighbors physically restrain Booth and stopped him from leaving. One of them called the police, who arrested the man on arrival. Officers found a pair of bullnose pliers, side cutters, and 2 pairs of scissors in Booth's bag, among other tools. Also stolen property.
It. And this happened with this guy who had a swastika tattooed onto him. Does all that shit, and they're just like, yeah, you can go.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's recent. Like, that was recent. That was in March.
Oh, okay. So this was after he like
This
hit your
this
grandparents'
was when
house.
this was when he came back to hit it a second time.
So wait, he hit your grandparents' house twice?
He hit my grandparents' house, and a week later he comes back, and my grandfather hears him, chases him down the street, and beats him with a pipe.
Okay. Yeah. Touche. Touche. You know what? Grandpa's real for that. Should have got him
Yeah, no.
with a katana though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
I think we've been talking about crime too much.
Yeah, no. I've been trying to look for a segue, but I can't find one.
Here's a good one. Hey Ace, do you have Lamingtons?
Lamingtons, pretty sure we do if we're close to Australia. I mean, we have pavlova.
Pavlova. Cici, have you experienced the joy of a pavlova?
Um, it have any other? Actually, it's like cake, softer.
It's meringue. Well,
Oh,
sounds similar. It's like, imagine cake but without the denseness, and if it was crunchy.
oh, yeah. No, I don't think we.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of that. Yeah, no, we definitely don't have that. Or I mean, if we do, it's not here.
It is delectable.
It looks pretty. Shit ton of
And you
fruit on
top
top.
it with like, yeah, no, you top it with cream, fresh fruit, just like whatever.
Dude, I need
Yeah, it's a better snack than Marmite or Vegemite.
Oh, yeah, don't talk shit about Vegemite.
I'm never
Nah,
trying
I have that
Vegemite.
a lot. It's like the only other spread I put on my toast other than like peanut butter.
To be fair,
I
peanut butter slaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
CC, you.
I don't know. I I can already tell I'm not. You know how you can look at things and like even though you've never tasted it before or like had it in your mouth, you can tell what it'll feel like in your mouth.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know for a fact I'm not gonna enjoy Vegemite.
I
Um,
mean, it looks like oil.
It just I would rather walk my dog and get cleaved by a guy with a katana than it's the last one, I promise. But no, dude, I swear, man, I can't. Like
Listen,
I'll try it. I'll try it like once, like as a spread. But
we're not just gonna give you a fucking spoonful of it.
okay, well, I don't know. I'll try it. I'll try it.
If you need like an accurate representation of an American eating Vegemite, look up Vine Source Vinny. Vinny eats Vegemite. All you need to know.
I'll put that as a title card in the not title card. Put it in the thingy.
Put it in the thingy.
Put it in the
Click on
thingy.
the link.
Look, God damn it. Put that in. Fuck. But yeah, no. So I don't even know what Marmite is. Like I've never seen that before. Or I've heard of it.
It's like Vegemite, but worse.
It's like Vegemite, but we're okay. So I'm not trying that one. What is
Yeah,
it? What does
I
it
don't like
taste like?
Marmite.
Or what is
What does
Vegemite?
Vegemite taste like?
Yeah, what does that taste
Yeah, what
It's
would
like
Vegemite even taste like? I know it's
it's
salty.
like?
salty.
Is it like its
It's
own flavor?
salty.
Oh, so yeah, okay, it's salty. Is it
It's
like
like
it's
very fucking umami. I do not know how to describe this taste to you.
okay?
It's like
It kind of seems like almost garlic. Yeah.
It's
no.
kind of like eating a slug.
Oh, ew.
That's a terrible comparison.
It looks like brown ass jelly
Yeah.
bean.
It's like
It's like
like
shit jam.
it's thick for one.
Oh my god, they have it here?
Surely you buy some.
They have it at HEB.
I
Surely
mean,
you buy
yeah.
some, and then on the podcast you
American
eat
food
some.
is in New Zealand, and so why not New Zealand food in America?
Yeah.
Do I try this? Okay, no, I'll try it. I'll try it. I'll try it on the podcast.
Yes.
Oh, that
Gotta-
means I'm
Oh,
guaranteed to show up again.
Yeah, you gotta
yeah.
come back for a second. Ace on the podcast, part 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
This time we try and the Vegemite.
This time we're trying to fetch. We could do another themed episode. Like the
True. Oh, speaking of trying things, hey, do you guys have those stupid jelly beans that are like?
do we have jelly beans? Yes.
No. Let me
Stupid jelly
finish
bean.
my goddamn thought.
Damn.
Do you
Okay.
have this jelly? So they're like the jelly beans, right? And they come in the thing. But it's
They're
like
jelly beans that come in the thing.
it's a random mix of flavors,
Oh, Bean
but it's
Boozled.
like yes,
Yeah.
Bean Boozled.
Yeah, no, those
God.
that's like okay. I have a really funny story about this. I've eaten a whole pack of those just like by the handful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not playing the game. I've just like shoveled them into my mouth. Because the bad ones don't fucking taste bad.
I don't know if we're having the same damn beans.
No, I swear to God, I had them like
No, I don't.
I had them like a
And
week
I got
ago,
Jelly
man.
Belly.
Yo, Jelly Bellies.
Yeah. I got the same one. It was from the same man. It was Bean Boozled from Jelly Belly, and I got it in the fucking.
Yeah, I don't play the Bean Boozled game. I just got the Jelly Belly packets.
Oh, touche.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I played. Or I didn't even play it. I was just shoveling them into my mouth, and I tasted like I started trying like the worst ones one at a time just to see if I would like get any bad ones, and I was like, oh, you know, how long is it gonna take me to get a bad one? And I didn't. I started like, am I gonna get a bad one? Because it didn't seem like I was getting any. Then by the time that I had like come back to consciousness from my jelly bean coma. I had like eaten the whole box, and I was like, none of these tasted like shit. Like, so I think there is maybe something deeply wrong with me.
To be fair, I used to eat the toothpaste and baby wipe ones by the mouthful because they were just good.
Yeah, because toothpaste doesn't taste bad. It's just like what does toothpaste taste like? It's supposed to taste good. It's
Tastes
just
like
Mint?
minty. Just tastes like mint.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like my favorite ice cream is mint ice cream. I'm gonna love a mint jelly
God.
bean. The fuck?
Mint chalk.
Chocolate.
God, I love mint
Do
chocolate
y'all
chip.
have Olive Garden over there?
No.
No.
Dude, I love Olive Garden. It's like this Italian place. So think about like, so you know how there's really nice restaurants, and then there's like the restaurants that pretend to be really nice restaurants, but they're actually like kind of cheap.
Like Rashes?
I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna assume you're right. So that's Olive Garden, right? Olive Garden is like
Yeah.
the McDonald's of Italian food. Um, it's like you eat it
Mm-hmm.
because it's there, right? Like anytime you go on a family
Yeah.
outing, like Olive Garden's got to be brought up at least once, right? Um,
Yeah.
so they're known for like giving their, unlimited breadsticks and blah blah blah. Great, I love Olive Garden. I haven't been there in a while. I need to go back. Um, but they always gave you this like, so they gave away these like little chocolates, right? And they were
Mm-hmm.
really small, and they gave them to you like at the end of your meal when everyone's paying. And it's like half of it is chocolate and the other half is like mint. Um,
Yeah.
I used to grab all of those, like as a kid. I used to grab all of them from the table before anyone noticed they were there, and just like put them in my pockets and eat them when I got home. Because they were good. They was like it was. I like I don't know. I've never been the biggest fan of chocolate, but I love mint. Mint is great.
Just so yummy.
Yeah, the Bean Boozled is not. What I think we segued like 7 different times. What was our original?
I'm trying to
We were
talk about
bringing up how we were
culture.
born and how we were like raised in our countries,
I think we were talking about Vegemite, which was kind of odd.
and that too.
Yeah. Um. I don't know. I'll try Vegemite like once, maybe.
You will.
I will. I know you're
You
gonna
will.
force me to.
Just
So
once. Like,
I don't have a choice. Matter. Um.
it's like one of those things of I'm gonna be sad if you don't try it at least once.
This shit. Manipulation real on the Adderall Not Included podcast.
Yeah, I'm manipulating the hell out of you about Vegemite of all things. Because that's what I can do with my time and energy.
We have fun here.
We have so much fun here.
We have so much fun.
Yeah.
So, but I guess I wanna. So okay, Romeo has talked to me about um how he used to watch like be into like a lot of American media, kid. Um, and we've already spoken on that. I guess Ace, my question is like, what was the? I mean, other than Sonic, obviously, what was like your big like the big media you were into like as a kid?
Big media. Well, I was born in the 2000s, so I kind of just watched anything that was from that era growing up. And what were some examples? I watched a lot of like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network stuff, like 1880, Courage, Kids Next Door. uh, Teenage Robot, Invader Zim, Danny Phantom. The thing is, uh, going into the 2010s, they some of the channels continue to play those old cartoons. Like I know, I know they've been playing like Danny Phantom and Rocko's Modern Life like way too many times, despite the fact that there's like newer cartoons coming out. Uh, Free TV in New Zealand is weird because like we just get a grab bag of like all the popular shows and then like all these other like shows that are made from like Europe, Canada. Uh, doesn't you don't expect what you get. Sometimes you get SpongeBob or you get this like no name show from Canada. And it's really odd.
Yeah, yeah, that tracks. So it was also like a lot of. I guess I'm wondering like how many countries have like the main like American channels, like Nickelodeon and shit, uh, Nickelodeon Cartoon Network. Because everywhere, like everyone I've asked, even one of my friends is like from the Philippines. He's like, oh yeah, my favorite show growing up was like Danny Phantom, and I'm like, huh. Uh, I don't know. It's just really odd to me because I think about like a lot of this like Australian heard of all the snacks that y'all have and the all the different things like I think about like how growing up y'all watched like the same shit I did growing up.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me
Yeah,
because
like
with Romeo it's even more like of a weird thing because not only did we both grow up watching like the same shit on TV, we also grew up watching like Minecraft YouTube and shit like that. And like just general
see,
like the uh
oh, sorry, here's the funny thing. When I say I watched American TV as a kid, obviously I had like some Nickelodeon access, and I remember watching Gravity Falls and like yada yada. But I mean specifically, I remember watching Dora the Explorer, and my dad tells me that is where the accent started, and it has never stopped.
So your accent is is a mix of American, Australian, and like Spanish.
You can count that as Spanish? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Dora's ass. Her accent was not fucking Spanish. I'm just saying that.
I'm aware. Why do you think I sound like this now?
I don't know, man. I think it would have been weird for you if she did have like.
I would have grown up sounding Spanish. That is a terrifying concept.
It's a terrifying concept. Imagine. So obviously, we're not saying like it's bad if you have like a Spanish accent, but it's so weird for like an Australian already breaking himself into an American accent to also be like mixed in with a Spanish accent, right?
Yeah, like people look at me weird enough when I was a kid, people would look at me weirdly enough when I'd be like, my very Australian sounding parents, and then their very American sounding child.
Oh yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
your dad. It's okay. So when I first started talking to you, you were the only Australian I talked to. Because now I talk like you know, most of the people I know were Australian. Um, and then like Ace, one of my best friends, is from New Zealand, and I'm just constantly surrounded by that. But back then, when I first met you, I didn't have any Australian friends. Like all of my friends were specifically American. Where was I getting?
My dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I started talking to you, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's an accent. Like, yeah, okay, this is an Australian guy. Like, he told, well, I mean,
Yeah.
like I said at first, I thought you were British, so it was kind of like a
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an accent. Like I'm kind of noticing an accent after talking to him for a little bit. Like I'm understanding that he's not from the United States. Um, then I heard your dad for the first time.
Yeah.
And your dad is like the Arthur
Uh,
Morgan
for,
of Australian people.
for context, this is even funnier because so Ace, you know what bogan means.
Yeah.
I bet like the way Cici reacted was like, my dad is a regular dude. His accent is not that strong compared to quite a lot of other people. It was wild. My dad is at perfect midpoint between bogan and a regular guy, except
I was
more leaning towards regular guy, and Cici was just stunned.
flabbergasted, absolutely bamboozled. I, dude, I, because I'd been so used to hearing like Romeo speak, like he was just like me and him. By the time we stopped hating each other, at least we were talking like every day on voice calls. And so I'd got like gotten used to his accent. I'm yeah, this is how Australians sound like, and then as I hear like, well, I think first it was your brother, and I think Kenny's got like oh, I just name dropped your brother. I'll cut that out. But I think your brother's got like an even heavier accent than your dad does.
Yeah, my oldest brother definitely sounds more Australian, but he's still got this like tiny American twang to it.
Ah.
Um, which is really weird, but then my dad is just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild because I talked to your brother first. Or I didn't talk to him, but I heard him talking to you first, and I'm like, dude, that's a crazy accent. Like that's what Australians sound like, and you were like, yeah, like that. Yeah, my accent is just very Americanized because I used to watch like a lot of American media growing up, and I'm like, oh yeah, understandable. And so I was like, okay, so that's what a proper Australian accent sounds like. Um, and then your dad started talking to you, and I was like, "What? Okay, what the fuck is this now?" He just threw me a curveball, man. Like, so that confused me for a little bit. And then we met. What confused me even more, I think, is meeting me and Romeo's now mutual boyfriend. Um, because he sounds British.
To be fair, he's just a little guy.
He's a little guy who sounds very British.
He watched a lot of
Yeah.
Hermitcraft.
he it's crazy because I I dabble in voice acting every now and then. Um, that's like my main source of voice crack. That's my main source of like being funny. Um,
Yeah, if our scenarios are anything to go by.
yeah, yeah. Um, but the thing is, I I haven't done it recently, but I was always like growing up. I was always really good at like mimicking different accents. So I could do like a perfect Russian. That's mostly because I was learning Russian. And I could do like a perfect British, perfect Scottish, and stuff like that. Um, but British was the one that I used the most because it was like funny in a lot of situations. Um, especially whenever uh the whole like Dream SMP thing started, and everyone thought like, oh, you should mimic all these different YouTubers because they're all British and yada yada. Um, so I was doing that in a lot of the friend groups I was in, and then I met being Romeo's boyfriend, and he is like I knew he was from Australia because Romeo had talked about him before, but by God, did that throw me somewhere? Because I don't know. It's just so weird.
Its accents are really weird in general. Like, don't my roommate.
Yeah.
Dear God, my roommate.
Roommate.
So my my roommate, who is their family's Samoan. They were
Mhm.
born here. Um, I can actually kind of hear them moving around in the house at the moment. Anyway, my roommate rapidly swings between like really Australian, really American, and British.
Yeah. So I was
It's
actually
really. We'll be sitting in the car and they'll be like, "You fucking wanker!" It's like,
Nah.
what the fuck? Why are you
Yeah.
doing this?
Yeah.
They'll like say something and I'll be like, "Why are you British?" And they're like, "I don't know."
It dude, it's crazy. Like, so I talk with occasionally, and there there's this YouTuber that I who sounds exactly like him. Metal985 is his name. He has like a AI VTuber that he coded. Um, but they sound almost identical. But the VTuber guy, he's British, right? So, but I didn't know that. I heard him, and I heard that he sounded like your roommate, and I was like, okay, so he's got to be like Australian.
No.
And then he
Yeah.
said he was like from the UK, and I was like, well, I'm just not gonna guess anymore.
Um, to make this whole situation even funnier, me and my roommate have a friend, and also Cal, our
uh
boyfriend.
Name drop number 2.
Damn.
Or,
Anyway,
Hold on, I can. For doing this in post, I got the greatest idea ever.
uh-oh. No. I'm gonna have to edit more. That's alright.
Unknown person.
perfect.
I'll
Um,
cut that into the
Sweet.
post footage, yeah.
Um, we're gonna end up cutting this into 2 parts, I'm sure. We have a lot to
Nah,
discuss.
we're only at an hour and a half.
Oh, shoot, really?
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Okay, anyway.
you can already tell we're like running low on topics.
What was I saying? Right. So I have a friend who is he lived in Canada, so he's Canadian. Um, and then moved over here. So it's like the wildest mix of accents. Like my roommate was doing a paper where they had to, it was for a linguistics class, so they're looking at vowel sounds, and me and this other dude literally could not participate because we could not make the right sounds. My roommate was like, "I'm trying to study Australian accents, and you guys just don't. You don't make the right noises. You just don't make the right vowel sounds. What?"
Yeah, it really
Um,
confused me. Sorry, continue.
no, that's all.
I was gonna say there was one point like when I was actually trying to do like I was trying to learn how to do an Australian accent because you said you thought it would be funny if I tried. So I started trying, and there was one time. There were two occasions that I remember. One time, I came to you and I was like, "Tell me if this sounds right." And so I started speaking an Australian accent, an Australian accent,
Accident.
Australian accent, and you were like, "No, it's wrong. You're not doing it right. That's it. It just does not sound right." And so I'm like, "Okay." Back into the woodworks. A day later, I come back. I'm like, "Here's it again." I swear to God, it sounded the exact same as the last time I tried it. And you were just like, perfect. You sound exactly like an Australian." And I'm it was the same shit I was doing last time.
Yeah, but there's a certain like cadence
It's
to it. Like all accents have a certain cadence to them, and it's a certain rhythm of speech as well. Like it's like
Yeah.
Ace, talk quickly.
Uh,
A sentence.
I like going to McDonald's and buying the Big Mac.
okay.
Mm,
Well,
yum
that's
yum yum.
See, like that's the funny voice. There is a different cadence to the funny voice.
like trying to do an
Yeah.
impression. If I want to sound like Sonic the Hedgehog, I just gotta make my voice nasally. I'm like halfway there.
Yeah.
Just talk
Yeah.
like really energetic and plug your nose. Yeah. They fucking. it, it sounds.
It works.
I gotta go to the speed limit.
I gotta go. I gotta go to the speed limit. Here we go. Yeah. I promised myself I wasn't gonna do voices, but here we are.
Maybe you shouldn't have
Yeah.
invited me because
I
you're probably gonna do
knew.
voices because
I
of me.
knew it was more of a challenge than a promise, but you know.
Gee.
But yeah,
Accents are really weird.
accents are weird, man. Accents and
Yeah.
I feel like I'm never gonna have an Australian accent like truly down, you know. Um I think the farthest I got
Yeah.
was when I learned that you just have to sound aggressive. You not like aggressive, but you have to be loud.
Yeah, no, like that's the whole thing. Australian accents are loud.
Yeah, you
Like
can't like be quiet with it. If
not
you're
even,
talking to somebody, you have to talk to somebody with like your full chest.
yeah, like it's not even a thing of oh, Australians are angry and that's why they're just loud.
Yeah.
Like you've heard my
Yeah.
brothers come through the house. They're just loud.
Okay, well, I mean, your brothers are aggressive.
Yeah, well,
That's
regardless.
besides the point. That's besides the point.
That's
Yeah.
besides the point.
No, it's like it's a whole thing. Fellas, do we have anything specific to talk about?
Uh. Uh.
I want to ask about pedestrian crossings. What the hell?
Pedestrian, yeah. What's the deal with pedestrian crossings? Am I right?
Ooh, what's the deal with airline food? Jerry! None of this podcast, Jerry!
No, okay, because I've seen things where it's like, ooh, we don't have pedestrian crossings in the United States. We just
Yes,
go.
we fucking do.
Be weirdo if we didn't.
It's just bad.
We didn't have pedestrian crossings.
We have designated pedestrian crossings, but nobody pays attention to them, and it sucks.
Just like in New Zealand.
Because normally I'm said pedestrian, or back when I worked at Whataburger, I was said pedestrian. In the so I used to work at and about the job. But whenever I left, right, I would
Mm,
go to the restaurant across the street because it was like cheaper. Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
and I'd already used my like most of the time I'd already used my discount. Um, like at lunch, so I couldn't use it again for that day. Um, so I'd go to the restaurant across the street. But that intersection, oh my god, that intersection
Bad.
is god awful. It is so bad, man. It's insane because it's just bad in all the ways that you can imagine an intersection to be bad. Like literally, you would press the fucking button, the sign to walk, so you could like walk across the street, you know, and then
Yeah.
it would go for maybe like 5 seconds, which for like a 2-lane intersection would be fine. No, this was a 6-lane intersection.
Why?
I
Yeah.
had to full on sprint to get across the street in the 5 seconds that it gave me. Because those cars did not wait. They were on their phones at the stoplight until they saw the light turn green. Then they left before putting their phone down. So it was always like a race to not get hit by a car.
Yeah.
It's awful, man. It's bad. And it's like this everywhere too. I know it's not just Texas because I went to Arkansas. Same shit constantly. But yeah, no. Pedestrian crossing in America is. They want you to believe it exists, but it doesn't. It really does not. It's bad.
It's like the public transport.
We don't have public transport half the time.
Ugh.
I've only seen a bus once.
See, that's the
I've
part that's like unimaginable to me.
Yeah, because I know I'm gonna start flaming. I'm so sorry, but
That's okay.
whenever you were talking about coming to America, you were like, "Yeah, I'll just take the train." I'm like, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
You were like, "No, it says I'll be there with like like 12 hours if I go there by train." I'm like, you're not getting there by train." That's a trip from LA to North Texas. That's not happening. um, unless you want to get off and walk for like an hour in between each stop.
Huh.
And it wouldn't work out because I mean Google Maps, it says there's transit there, but there's just not. Just it's transit has always been awful in the US. Just really wacky considering we like invented trains.
Yeah, like massive country. Like, what do you mean I can't get a train from one side of the country to the other with
It's
ease?
it's because it's such a massive country. Ever since they came out with trains too, they fly now. Um it's been it's just more cost effective to run off of like gas than it is for them to run off of the full steam engine trains normally used. Um
Yeah.
Yeah.
it would also be like really insanely costly to make those specifically like pedestrian based trains that run off of gasoline or like a fuel that isn't coal. So it's just to them it's not really worth it. It would make things a lot easier, I feel. For people who
Yeah.
don't like have cars, have a way to get around. But yeah, there's also like the place that I live in, we don't have buses or anything. And there's like barely any walking. I mean, my neighborhood, like half of the sidewalks aren't even. I couldn't walk to the main like shopping district if I wanted to because they're just the sidewalks just aren't finished. Like I'd be walking in the road half the time, and half of that road is like a highway. Like I don't know, it's crazy.
Hmm. That's so there are
It's
lots of things I could say about it.
it's very anti-people. That's like the only way you can
Yeah.
put it. It's anti fucking living. It sucks.
Yeah.
The States is like, yummy, yummy car.
Yep. The driving stuff area as well.
Yeah.
Person on the road is insane. Yeah.
It's not much better here. Teehee.
Yeah, I know y'all have like I if I had a penny for every time I've heard you scream about transport, public transport in the place that you're in, I would be a billionaire.
I more meant the driving sucks. Yeah,
Oh.
no, I'm so grateful for the public transport here, even if it makes me so angry sometimes.
I
On
take
the
it
flip side,
public transport is also bad there, Ace.
yeah, from where I am, it usually takes an hour to get from like my place to the city. $6 to go to the city and back. $12 for a day.
Ooh.
Uh,
That's if you have like no
oh,
concession or like, if you're like not a senior citizen. No, an adult like me, 6 there, 6 back. And it's just like, no.
dude. Most I pay for a bus fare today is like 5 on a Sunday, and that makes me infuriated.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's $12 for y'all would be about $7 for us. So yeah, that is kind of wild.
It's
Yeah,
depressing.
it is depressing. Um, anyway, I love skipping the fares on buses.
Yeah.
And on the tram. Anytime I get to skip the thing on the tram, I do it. Are you looking up what a tram is?
No, I'm not looking
Oh,
up the like average fare rate. West.
mm.
Jesus Christ, $1.50?
Whoa.
It almost makes me want to move there, but I don't want to get shot or stabbed.
7 cents in 1991.
Oh.
$1.50 was from, but it's on a decline. So
Yay. Decline.
it doesn't affect me at
I wish
all.
that happened to New Zealand.
I-
Everything is mocked up here. I hate it.
I know, right? Oh my god, at least we get the price straight up.
Yeah.
This thing
If I
is
want like
$15. How much with tax? Still $15.
if I want to import anything here, I need to pay for like the market price that are coming into New Zealand, and it's just like, okay, like I get a toy or something, like if it's like $20, it's gonna be like $40 here.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That is
Yeah,
really
no,
awful. I think the conversion rate for y'all in New Zealand is higher than it is.
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Yeah, no. It's about 7 USD average for trains on in New Zealand for adults and like 150 average over here. So and that's without the price difference. So that is crazy.
Yeah.
It is. Ugh.
That is actually man. Ace might have the worst public transport.
Goddamn.
Worst public
It's
transport,
but it's
worst
expensive.
purchasing anything.
Worst purchasing it. Yeah. We should all move to Australia. It's like a good middle ground of not getting shot and uh prices are fine, I guess.
Well, you still gotta worry about snakes and spiders around.
You really don't. It's like, listen.
All right, we're adding
Every
20 more
single
we're
time-
adding 20 more minutes to the podcast. Romeo has to go on his spider tangent.
Listen, everyone's always like, oh no, the snakes, oh no, the spiders. Just
Yeah.
don't be stupid. Just don't be dumb. It's that simple. Just don't
Yeah, it's
be
like a.
fucking idiot.
I don't know where this whole like paranoia thing for like Australia being one of the most dangerous countries in the world came from, but like it really
Dude,
isn't.
half the snakes live in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they won't bother you if you don't bother them. And even if
Yeah.
you do, we have such up-to-date first aid courses and anti-venom stuff that it's like, as long as you're not in the middle of bumfuck nowhere,
Yeah.
you'll
Like
probably be
this shit
fine.
only applies to
And
the
then-
outback, right?
Yeah, like, look, half the time if you're not going to the outback, it's no big deal. Like, the scariest thing here in the city is like, oh no, a funnel web.
Oh no, getting attacked by a bird.
Yeah, I'm more frightened of
Yeah.
magpies than any kind of snakes and spiders, because those things hold a grudge. Dude, I got chased like 2 blocks by a group of magpies. It was awful.
I know I got attacked by a geese once.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I've been attacked by swans, geese, magpies, crows, pigeons. I've been attacked by more birds than anything else. The birds are vicious. Don't even
Yeah,
speak to me
maybe
about
to
the
update that to like
maxillary.
say that the birds are vicious and not like the spiders and snakes.
Yeah, I think it is in Australia a wild thing that a lot of people outside of Australia worry about. Just the few things they shouldn't be worrying about, like, oh no, spiders. Because a lot of the time, okay, so from an American perspective, right? It's so the main thing is just people are afraid of bugs and spiders and shit because they're bugs and spiders and shit. They're not afraid of getting bit. They're just afraid of the creepy crawlies, you know? They're
Yeah.
afraid of how they look, and that's so stupid.
I
It's
mean,
like, I get it.
at least we embrace spiders here. This place called Avondale, they have this like statue of a spider.
Damn.
Just because like there's spiders around the Avondale area.
Yeah.
I don't know what's with like people just being like, "Oh no, Australia has spiders there. We're scared of spiders." Like, yeah, that's
You guys
probably
have
on you.
spiders too. There's probably worse spiders in the US.
I've seen a
Yeah.
spider the size of my hand. That's my hand.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. My sister, my older sister, she has 2 pet snakes, and one of them is like the length of half of my wingspan. And like the thickness of my forearm.
Oh yeah.
And it's like,
Huh.
or not even like the thickness of like 75% of my wrist. Something like that. But it's still a big fucking snake. So they do definitely like come out here. And if anything, I'm more scared of smaller spiders. I'm more scared of the ones I can't see. The ones that I can lose easily and not keep track of than the huge ones, man. Because I would
Yeah.
I would rather be chased by a huge spider than a tiny one that I can lose track
Yeah.
of. It's back to the fucking, would you rather be chased by John Wick or Freddy Fazbear?
Speaking of what you rather, I feel like we're gonna keep that for the next part whenever I'm back on because how long have we been doing this?
Way
It's been
too
an
long.
hour and 50 minutes.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I
probably.
I reckon it's
That's
probably
probably a
time to
good
wrap
stopping
up.
point.
Yeah, that's a good stopping point.
Yeah. I gotta go to hell later, which is Costco. There's
Costco.
only one Costco in New Zealand. I don't know why I waited that long to bring it up, but yeah.
There's only one Costco
Wait.
in New Zealand.
We have a singular
Yeah, and it's,
Costco here. I've never heard of
it's
any
in
of
the town area.
my roommate has a membership. I went into the Costco and it was like stepping into another world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mini mall.
That's I think Costco is like a universal thing. 'Cause we have Costco. I know people in the UK who have Costco. My friend in the Philippines has a Costco. Like Costco's fucking everywhere, man.
Yeah, we only just got a Popeye's chicken as well.
Oh, I
We're getting lucky as well.
love Popeyes, dude. Oh my god. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we were about to end.
Yeah.
Fellas, it's been real. Ace, it was really nice having you on for the second episode of the
It's great having
podcast.
you.
We are gonna have guests, I think, like every 2 weeks if we can. If we don't, we'll just do like a filler episode where we talk about some dumb shit or have like a themed
If
episode.
we don't, they're probably gonna have me back on here again.
Yeah, we'll just have Ace back on. It'll be like Chuckle Sandwich with Swagger Souls. Anytime they run out of ideas, they have Swagger Souls on. It's just gonna be us with Ace.
It's like, welcome back. It's Ace.
It's Ace.
Never left.
If he's here enough, we might even give him a little guy.
Garfield, guess who's here? Please tell me it's not
What?
normal. It's normal.
Don't tell me it's normal. It's normal.
It's normal.
Back by unpopular demand. It's me.
The tipster strikes again.
Oops. Anyway,
That's
that's
Hey.
about all we can handle for today.
Yeah, that's about it. See you. Yeah.
We bring
Yeah,
each
I
other's
gotta go
brains
to hell.
down.
Wait, the arm's dragging me already.
I just very
Oh, he's gone.
I just very slowly like slid his icon off screen.
Anyway, well, Ace
It's
is in
been real.
hell. This
Ace,
has been fun.
yeah, he got dragged to hell. Man, that sucks. We'll have to
Get me out of here! I don't even have enough money for the Costco hot dog.
stop talking. You're dead.
Okay.
Okay, you can come back for the ending. You can come back for the ending. Ladies, gents, and
Yeah.
everything in between and outside of that in between and yada yada yada. It's
What?
been real. It's been a pleasure,
Y'all.
y'all. It's been a
Y'all.
pleasure, y'all. Man, we're really bad at outros. We should have like one written down just in case. Anyway, that's all the time we have. It's been lovely. It really has. Ace has to go to hell. I have to do my daily rolling of the gacha, and Romeo does Romeo
I'm
things.
gonna go eat a bagel.
Huh?
I'm gonna go eat a bagel, actually.
Yeah, Romeo's got a whoa,
Interesting.
exciting. Romeo's got a bagel waiting for him. We can't take too long wrapping this up.
Yeah.
We got a date with a bagel.
David
I'm
Bagel.
Ace from the Admiral Not Included podcast, and I gotta go to hell, which is Costco.
How
See
many
ya.
times can we say hell in Costco? Anyway, have a good day. Take your meds.
Bye.
Bye-bye.